in regard to the Jet Airways, and this is the Supreme Court that has ordered the liquidation of the airlines. This is a 5-year-old resolution plan that hasn't been implemented yet, and those are the grounds on which the Supreme Court's order has come about. The investors had submitted a plan to restart the airlines but has failed to implement that very plan. And to get more on this, we have Vishnu joining us. Vishnu, this marks the final chapter in the airline's long struggle to revive itself.
Well, Divya, it does appear to be the case, which would be very, very sad, because remember the original Jet Airways, which was widely considered to be among India's finest, if not the finest airline, went bankrupt in 2019. After that, there was a sense of hope that, something would emerge and Jet would fly once again. There was a consortium which was formed with the Calroc Jalan Group. Calroc is an international investor. Jalan is a Middle Eastern businessman with a large set of corporate holdings in the Middle East. They came together. But 5 years later, they've not been able to implement the plan which existed to get the airline off the ground. Just getting that plan worked out through a resolution professional was something which took years by itself. And there was a great sense of hope that the airline would actually fly. But that's not to be the case, because the Supreme Court today clearly saying that 5 years after this resolution plan was given, nothing has been happened. Creditors who were owed dues have still not been paid. And the manner in which the National Companies Law Appellate Tribunal had gone about and allowed this consortium to use a part of the funds they had infused as a first tranche towards the payment of creditors was legally unacceptable. But let me explain to you in simple terms why the airline has collapsed. There was a plan in place, as I mentioned. There was a fund infusion of 200 crores. That amount has now been forfeited, according to the Supreme Court. There was a performance bank guarantee which was required of 150 crores. However, despite this fund infusion, the airline couldn't the consortium couldn't generate 350 crores to actually pay off the creditors and get the airline started. Of the 350 crores which was due, there was an employee due, the old Jet Airways employees, of 226 crores. What the plan which the new investors had was to use a part of the 150 crore performance bank guarantee towards the first installment of repayments. However, even though that had been cleared by the NCLAT, the Supreme Court said that was illegal. So the court has now ordered that the airline's assets and everything else be liquidated, and the initial fund infusion of 200 crores stands forfeited. Very, very sad news for Indian aviation.
Right, Vishnu, very sad news coming about, and of course no options seem to be the case. And we also have Sunil Prabhu joining us. Sunil, the Supreme Court invoked its extraordinary powers to order the liquidation of the airlines in view of the peculiar and alarming circumstances that the resolution plan has yet not been implemented. It's been 5 years since. Take us through the proceedings in court.
Well, as the judge who spoke for the judgment, Justice Padewala, making it clear on behalf of Chief Justice of India and Justice Manoj Mishra, this was an eye-opener. It's nothing about sad or, the fact that it's a sad day for aviation. It is about people who have lent money, public money. State Bank of India, along with its various lenders, had put in public money with Jet Airways. And that is why they had to liquidate, to ensure that they get back that money, because it's people like you and me who have invested through our shares and various other government undertakings and funding that this airline was being propped up. And today, if they are unable to come up with a resolution plan for 5 years, the fact that, you try to bring in a consortium, they also have now lost. They have forfeited that 200 crores. And the performance guarantee that has been done, it will be important for lenders in particular banks. That 150 crores is given back. This is definitely a sad day for aviation, but it's also an important issue in terms of being credit worthy. It's also ensuring that the public at large, their money is accounted for. It cannot be taken for granted. And it's in this context that people whose life savings are with these banks do not take a haircut. And it's in that context that the State Bank of the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of closing and liquidating the Jet Airways and ensuring that that money comes back to their account to whom they had already lent and to ensure that this liquidation process comes back with, it helps the investors who had already invested in Jet Airways.
Right.